The Chief of Army Staff, Farouk Yahya, says the Nigerian Army must sit up and develop novel plans, processes and strategies to meet the changing nature of the battle space. He made this call in Abuja today at his maiden briefing with general officers commanding, field commanders and other frontline officers. He also advocated for a return and strict adherence to military traditions and doctrines to make the Nigerian Army a more professional and formidable force that can meet the security challenges facing the country. Yahya was appointed as 22nd Chief of Army Staff after the death of Lieutenant General Ibrahim Matairu in a plane crash. The Imo State Police Command says those responsible for the death of Ahmed Gulak, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress and former political advisor to former President Goodluck Jonathan, are members of the outlawed secessionist group IPOB and its Eastern Security Network. In a statement, the police said Gulak's killers were traced to their location within the state, where they were shot dead during a gun battle with police operatives. Gulak was shot dead in Owerri yesterday morning while on his way to the airport to catch a flight. Meanwhile, the minority caucus in the House of Representatives says it is alarmed by the gruesome killing of Adamawa State-born Ahmed Gulak in Owerri, the Imo State capital. The group expressed fear that insecurity has worsened in the state since the All Progressives Congress began to govern the state. In a statement issued by the minority leader of the House, Ndudi Elumelu, Gulak's assassination has been described as barbaric. The minority group also advocated that security and constitutional steps be taken to check the rising violent activities, restore law and order, and bring the tense situation in the state under control. A former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Gali Naba, says there is an absence of leadership in the country. He made this known in Abuja today at a gathering of ethnic nationalities. The meeting was attended by prominent sociocultural leaders such as Ayo Adebanjo of Afenifere and former governor of Anambra State, Chukwuemeka Ezeife of Ohanese Indigbo, among others. Naba, who decried the spate of violence across the country, added that the masses are bearing the brunt of the mayhem of the crisis. There has been a renewed call said fake news has fueled wars in the past and harped on the need for professionalism on news reportage. Anua Komalafe reports that the veteran journalist made a remark at the maiden annual lecture of the Department of Mass Communication of the Koladaisi University.
In journalism, there is always tension between getting it first and getting it right, especially with misinformation challenge. Delivering a lecture titled Fake News and Journalism, Issues, Challenges and the Way Forward, the founder, pen-pushing media Prince Dameji Kayode Adedeji, called for effective regulation to curb the spread of fake news.
Clearly, we need effective self-regulation. The information space to be flooded with accurate news, to displace fake news. Individuals need to actively confront false narratives when spotted.
He pointed out that fake news cripples the nation, stressing that it had led to civil war in the past.
However, a practicing journalist with passion for the profession should be cautious and mindful on the need to know a deep skill. Let me repeat that. A practicing journalist with passion for the profession to be cautious and mindful on the need to grow a thick skin. Because the unfortunate truth is that there are a lot of forces working against professional journalists, including law levels, and a job that often seems thankless, and that is only the beginning.
For guest lecturer and journalists to discharge their duties without fear or bias, as well as fact-check stories before publishing them. Earlier, the Deputy Registrar, Koladaisi University, Mrs. Yetunde Alagbe, advised the students to aspire high, specialize and sharpen their God-given talents.
Writing and coming up with content, vlogging or blogging, you can start doing it even right from now. You can go to blogging, as many as you have on your blogs, the viewership will attract money for you. These are things that you can do. Because I have the voice, let me go into this. If you are lazy, you may.
Included the presentation of a book written by Chief Olusegun Oshoba. The guest lecturer also bagged an award of excellence at the event. Anu Akomolafe, IATV.
A suspended aide of the Ogun State Governor, Abidemi Rufai, is said to be arraigned on fraud charges before a United States court in Washington next week. This development comes after a federal grand jury ratified the charges against him, which included conspiracy, wire fraud, and aggravated identity theft. Abidemi has been accused by the United States of using the identity theft as a scheme to steal over $350,000 in unemployment benefits from the Washington State Employment Security Department. A grand jury in the U.S. is a group of citizens empowered by law to conduct legal proceedings, investigate potential criminal conduct, and determine whether criminal charges should be brought. The Rivers State Police Command has confirmed that there was an explosion this morning in a popular market in Port Harcourt. In a statement today, the command said no life was lost in the explosion, though 5 persons were wounded and are receiving treatment. The Commissioner of Police, Ebuka Friday, has ordered a full-scale investigation into the incident with a view to ascertaining the cause of the explosion and bringing the perpetrators to justice. On today's episode of People's Forum, our correspondent Tayo Latunji samples people's reaction to the current high price of sachet water, why and what led to the developments.
Actually, at this point, I'm just kind of speaking because for the water price to increase, I think this country is just, I don't know, because if care is not taken, we won't be able to, because personally, the way I'm feeling it nice. At a point, we won't be able to have enough money to buy water to drink and before we are complaining about the increase in prices of now it has escalated to water. So if the government does not do anything as soon as possible, we might order of test, not even hunger test.
The increase in the price of pure water is on nice side at this particular that the economy of the country is the main reason for this, and I want to use this opportunity to implore our government to make sure that they do everything possible to make sure that the materials these people are using, the cost of the materials, they bring it down for them so that this thing will be very easier for us to get in the market.
In Nigeria, even before now, there are many parts of Nigeria, especially some parts of Port Harcourt, Abuja, where pure water has already been 20 naira, even some years back. So it's actually not a new thing. But going just back to the effects on the citizenry, many people could barely afford to feed. They could even barely afford to even get sachet water. They had to probably look for alternatives that are not really too healthy. Alternative sources of water like maybe well or whatever. Now increasing to 20.
Because it has been happening for the past few years now. The people keep going on and gradually. Selling pure water for 20 naira doesn't start today. Initially it was 5 naira, right? For 5 naira we moved to 10 naira. From 10 naira we moved to 15 naira. Now it's 20 naira. And to keep going like that, there's nothing we can do about it. If the government is not responsible, since the keys to be responsible, there's nothing we can do about it.
Meanwhile, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency today says it has intercepted illegal drugs worth over 90 billion naira and arrested over 2,000 drug traffickers. The chairman of the agency, Buba Marwa, disclosed this in Abuja today at a ceremony to commend the best performing commands for the months of March and April and the presentation of commendation letters to outstanding officers and men. Marwa noted that the agency spent the last 4 months implementing various measures aimed at fine-tuning its operations, adding that the results have justified the agency's efforts. The governor of Abia State, Okeze Ikpeazu, has urged the federal government to open talks with the pro-Biafra group, the indigenous people of Biafra, and similar groups around the country as a means of tackling the rising security in Nigeria. In recent days, there have been deadly attacks against security agencies in Enugu, Ebonyi, Anambra, Imo, and Abia states. Courts, as well as facilities belonging to the Independent National Electoral Commission, have also been attacked and set ablaze in the region. Ikpeazu said the attacks are not far from terrorism and that they are strategic attempts aimed at frightening the police, instill fear in the people, and make them withdraw from their civic responsibility. In its determined efforts to encourage children and youths to go into agriculture in Ogun State, the government has reviewed plans to revive Young Farmers Club in schools in the state. The State Commissioner for Agriculture, Adeola Odedino, made this known when he received the leadership of the Association of Nigerian Authors in Ogun State alongside school children to celebrate the 2021 Children's Day. Adeola Odedino said one of the key initiatives of the Dapo Abiodun-led administration is to adopt the Catch Them Young initiative in schools in partnership with the Ministry of Education. He noted that the initiative will spur young adults into developing interest in the agricultural agenda of the state governments.
Focus not as many as possible.
Ogun State Anthem, Ishaya, additional plan for it now. In the person of Mrs. Bumi Ola.
That's what we want. Our, when you talk, Honorable Commissioner.
State has a huge potential in production and from
presenting this garage to you, planted by Mr. Governor. And to everyone of the
who planted this cassava, you can see him there. They are eating. I have said the palm oil. Thank you, sir.
Continue to stand by you. We will continue to tell the world about you so that you can do much more for us. Thank you, sir. We know that all the foundation, the commissioner, and the Ministry of Agriculture in Ogun State is laying. By the time they come to bear, it will really give us a comfortable food security in Ogun State and in Nigeria as a group. Thank you for bringing this case, because one of the agricultural key initiative, as advised by the governor of Ogun State, is that we catch them young. And one of the things we are doing is also to work with Ministry of Education so that we revive Young Farmers Club in schools. We want to revive school agri program. We want to have demonstration in school. And we want to have something like this in this school, which I call media center. We want to have a media center in schools so that whatever we cannot demonstrate, we'll be able to do what? We'll be able to show it as media element to students. So we are going to be working with schools for the agri program. We are going to be attaching school agri teachers to Ministry of Agriculture so that they can also learn.
Petroleum Corporation had expressed interest in purchasing a 20% minority equity stake in the 650,000 barrels per day Dangote refinery. The NNPC Chief Operating Officer Mustafa Yakubu made the announcement at the just concluded Nigeria Oil and Gas Opportunity Fair. Yakubu said discussions are already ongoing with the Dangote Group for the acquisition of the stake, which will further ensure undisrupted supply of petroleum products to Nigerians. A former executive secretary of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, Uju Ogubunka, however, said the initiative is novel but unnecessary. He noted that the planned equity is unnecessary because the NNPC has not efficiently managed its own assets. The joint political groups and affiliate to the ruling All Progressives Congress APC in Abeokuta South local government area of Ogun State have reiterated its stand to the decisions of elders and leaders in the council on the emergence of Honorable Molaja Machakodomi and Shotayo Iritiolu as the chairman and vice chairman. The group said they have unanimously thrown their weight behind the decision of the leaders and elders of the council. The coordinator, Abeokuta South Joint Political Group Forum, Ali Mohammed, made this known at a joint press conference held at the MKO Abiola Stadium, Kuto, Abeokuta yesterday. According to the coordinator, their decision is predicated on the fact that they have the knowledge and a clear understanding of all the aspirants. It therefore called on the state governor, Dapo Abiodun, to accept the decisions of the leaders and elders in the choice of the party's candidates.
My name is Ali Olariwaju Muhammad, the coordinator of Abeokuta South Joint.
Say somebody's source of income cannot be validated.
Income is traceable. Everybody know how he got his get.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is I'm of the percussion. So, Mohammed Abdullah. That is it. Now, this regards political activities. However, I recall that about 50
Vamos.